For the first minute, just imagine, if you will, a messenger riding through a dense forest, a pilgrim trudging across a dry, sun-baked landscape, or perhaps a knight marching through muddy terrain. Water sources were, more often than not, scarce or contaminated, and survival, well, it often depended on having a reliable vessel. Ordinary wooden or metal containers rusted, leaked, or became tainted rather swiftly. Yet in the Middle Ages, travellers relied on a specially treated water bag that could last for years without spoiling its contents. This was not simply a sack. It was a technological marvel, crafted from natural materials and a bit of practical chemistry. Understanding its construction and function offers us, today, a fascinating glimpse into how medieval people solved real survival challenges. And, it provides lessons that modern backyard enthusiasts, homesteaders and survivalists can still use. The medieval water bag was, in fact, created to solve the problem of carrying potable water over long distances. In a world without plastic or any modern sealing methods, keeping water safe and portable was a constant struggle. Metal containers, well, they were heavy and prone to corrosion. Wooden vessels leaked and could harbour bacteria. Clay pots, on the other hand, were fragile. Medieval engineers discovered that animal hides, when properly treated, could form flexible, durable and naturally antimicrobial containers. These water bags, often made from goatskin or sheepskin, were lightweight, collapsible and capable of holding water without imparting any unpleasant flavours. They could be used for years if maintained correctly, making them absolutely invaluable for long campaigns, pilgrimages or hunting expeditions. The water bag's durability also meant that fewer resources were wasted on replacement vessels. Soldiers, traders and travellers could carry larger quantities of water over weeks or even months without the constant risk of leakage or spoilage. Its portability allowed for easy packing, strapping to saddles or wearing as a crossbody bag, which honestly was a significant advantage over rigid containers. The construction of these remarkable vessels relied on precise preparation and treatment of the hide. The process began with selecting a suitable hide, usually from smaller animals like goats, sheep or deer, whose skins were thin, supple and strong. The hide was then cleaned, de-haired and stretched. After that, it underwent a tanning or curing process using natural oils, fats or tree resins to create a waterproof barrier while still retaining flexibility. This step was absolutely crucial. Untreated hides would rot quickly or leak. Once treated, the hide could be sewn into a bag using strong natural fibres, often reinforced at stress points like seams or spouts. Many medieval sources actually describe the addition of a small spout made from horn, wood or rolled leather, which allowed for controlled pouring without removing the stopper completely. Some water bags were lined with beeswax or pine resin to further enhance waterproofing and prevent contamination. The combination of treated hide and resin coating created a vessel that resisted bacteria, mould and leakage for extended periods. Truly remarkable for its time. The water bag's performance, honestly, exceeded other contemporary containers in multiple ways. Unlike rigid pots or those early metal canteens, the medieval water bag could actually expand or contract depending on its contents. It could be slung over a shoulder, tied to a pack, or tucked into a saddlebag. Its flexibility allowed it to conform to uneven terrain during transport, which really helped reduce spills. When treated correctly, it maintained a relatively cool temperature in hot weather and resisted freezing in cold conditions because the hide's insulating properties slowed temperature transfer. Travellers and soldiers often noted that water stored in these bags retained freshness longer than in clay pots or open vessels. The bag's interior was naturally antimicrobial, and its tight closure limited exposure to airborne contaminants. In some instances, historical accounts describe bags in continuous use for years without losing functionality, even after hundreds of miles of travel. The medieval water bag can be replicated today for modern survival or backyard applications. For backyard enthusiasts, historical recreations, or off-grid living, the principles remain really quite simple. Start with a clean, thin animal hide or leather. Remove excess hair and fat, stretch it evenly, and cure it using natural oils or beeswax. Sew the hide into a pouch using strong thread or sinew, reinforcing corners and stress points. Create a small spout or opening with a tight-fitting cork or stopper to control water flow. Once assembled, the water bag should be soaked in water and gently treated to maintain flexibility and ensure no leaks. For long-term use, rinse and air dry the interior periodically. While it may not replace modern containers for high-volume storage, it is, ideal for hiking, camping, and teaching survival skills or medieval techniques. Its portability, durability, and low-tech reliability make it a practical lesson in historical engineering applied today. The medieval water bag remains, quite simply, a testament to human ingenuity in resource management. It demonstrates that some of the most enduring survival solutions come from understanding natural materials and applying careful preparation. Travellers, soldiers and hunters solved real-world problems with limited resources, creating vessels that were lightweight, long-lasting and safe. Today, this ancient technique can inspire modern builders, survivalists and backyard enthusiasts to design resilient, sustainable containers using the same principles. If you want more deep dives into historically proven survival techniques, forgotten technologies, and practical backyard wisdom, make sure to subscribe to Backyard Wisdom and, share this video.